When we travel, you see a lot of amazing things, and there's a lot of exchanges of information, whether it's spoken or just visually obtained. I really think that makes you grow. Whatever image you had of the world, it just expands just that much more. I had the realization that traveling really grounds me, and it really makes me appreciate the fact that we have a place where we grew up, and sometimes it seems like we want to run away from that place because it might not be the best place. But when you go somewhere else, you miss the place where you come from. As you're traveling in these places, a lot of inspiration also is happening, whether it be the culture, the arts, just the setting. Consciously or subconsciously, you're stimulating your brain in some kind of way. What if you never traveled? What if you never saw? Would we still be thinking the same or have the same outlook on life? Traveling is a great privilege, but in an instant, it could be taken away from you. We called them last night that the connection wasn't everything that you experience reshapes the way you perceive things. So if you think about the whole pandemic, you don't really think about that time because it's almost like it didn't count, right? It's crazy, how things affect us and all the restrictions that are placed on things that we used to do naturally. Everything is just different.
Many people didn't experience like that before, right?
Yeah.
And so they didn't know how to react to such things, yeah. And this thing affected all people around the world. So, and the way they think now is different compared to what they were thinking before.
People have had it rough. Their livelihoods were being taken away, and there's people that were selling on these things and food on the street or whatever, they were in their houses.
With everything that happened the past 18 months, you wonder, is this only happening to us, And then you travel across the world and you realize that it affected everybody, and a lot of people didn't come out of this situation as lucky as we did.
Not try this one? They say that either we change ourselves or nature will. We're creatures of habit, so once a piece of that puzzle is missing, then it affects everything else. So when that changes, you feel like your world's falling apart. But there's always a silver lining to things. And once you start to look around and you start to reflect on the things that you were neglecting in the past, just move on and try to find something that makes you keep looking forward. In my case, it was drawing, It was something that I missed, something that I had abandoned. I went for a lot of years without drawing, and luckily I was able to reconnect with it. In the last year and a half, I've done everything that's here now, and even though it's a completely different experience spending time here with myself, it really made me start seeing things a lot different. Now that I think about it, it's bringing me a lot of fulfillment, perhaps even more than what I was feeling before. In this case, I get a lot of compensation just knowing that I'm creating something and that somebody else is looking at it and they might get inspired themselves.
If it didn't happen, would you have been the same as you are now? You could have been different or doing things you were doing before, right?
Exactly.
And when it happened, you had to maybe think differently, act differently, and think of new things to do.
Being locked up for so long gives you plenty of time to reflect on not just like yourself and the world around you, but also gives you time to think about what direction you're going with your life and discover new things maybe about yourself.
More overwhelmingly, I think a lot of people are having that appreciation now after everything that's happened. So I'm just so grateful to be able to be sitting in an amazing place here with amazing company, and just to have the high quality people in my life that I have at this moment. It's something I really cherish and I'm never gonna forget.
Even though we might be going through a storm, there always comes, the breaking of the clouds and the sun shining down on us again. Being at home needs for you to get out and explore the world, to come back, and hopefully you could see the place that you think you know. You could maybe see it in a different way and really appreciate the things of value within that place. Once things got better and we got the opportunity to get back on the road, it was a reward to myself for having kept sane during this whole time, and also as a reward to my family. Having had communication with different friends, I think it was something that a lot of people were also looking forward to sit down with someone who will understand them or remind them of how things once were, and to hear that he also did feel the same things that I felt. Spain in particular was a place that I'm really glad worked out. It lent itself for many of our friends to come together and really express ourselves about how we got through this, and it lets you know how privileged we are.
We can travel, we can eat, we can go out, we can meet people, right?
Yes,
so it has changed. We're from different continents, right? From different places. We could have been anywhere, right? But we met.
Sometimes you just got to take some opportunities, and also be open, because you never know what's around the corner. And
you create your own path in a way, and your own chance to grab those opportunities. It's just about being prepared for them when they're ready, because you don't want to look back and regret those things,
You always regret more the things that you didn't do, I think, because even if you did something that didn't work out, something always comes from it and you learn, like one door closes, another one opens, no?
It's a pleasure to meet you guys.
Cheers.
And
Cheers.
I'm honored to know you. So.
Nah, man, likewise, man. You were going here, but now somewhere along the way, you ended up going this way, and you end up a lot further. So it's not even about where you're going, it's all the possibilities in between that makes life exciting, because you don't know what is gonna happen. I just count my blessings, and I'm glad that I got back into it. And now where it's gonna take me, man, I don't know. It's a mystery. Sometimes it scares us, and if there is another time that you might go through a difficult experience, we're built for that. We're survivors. In this case, it makes me feel like a little kid. It makes me look forward to tomorrow, and that has changed my life.